Happy holidays, everybody, and Tony here with my review of Maria Vasilevskaya's Advent concert with pianist Jisoo Park, which I saw at the Deutsche Oper Berlin's Tischlerei. I've been admiring Maria Vasilevskaya as a performer and as a singer, so I was really excited to see how her voice was going to fare as a soloist, given the fact that she had done mostly ensemble parts, such as the Lady in Waiting from Verdi's Macbeth and the First Lady from Mozart's Die Zauberflöte. And as I heard her as a soloist, I continued to be in absolute awe of her silvery, plush, creamy, and absolutely rich lyric soprano voice that can also climb the heights of a lyric coloratura soprano, let alone a dramatic coloratura soprano. There is an evenness to her voice that I have always admired, as well as her charismatic artistry that left me totally spellbound. Her program consisted of arias such as Piangerò la mia sorte from Georg Friedrich Handel's Giulio Cesare, Dieu quel frisson, which is the poison aria from Charles Gounod's Romeo et Juliette, the Snow Maiden's aria from Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov's The Snow Maiden, Musetta's waltz aria Quando men vo from Giacomo Puccini's La Bohème, one Broadway musical show tune in the form of My Favorite Things from Rodgers and Hammerstein's The Sound of Music, and two Christmas carols in the forms of Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire, or The Christmas Song, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. There was no doubt that I was in total awe of Maria Vasilevskaya's totally magnetic voice, as well as her stage presence and overall charisma. There was something about her that was so spellbinding and totally engaging that I could not get my ears, let alone eyes, off of her. That was just how much she was engaging with us, the audience, all thanks to her creamy lyric soprano voice that was even throughout the registers, as well as climbing the high notes with ease and effortlessness, thus making her all the more charming to witness and all the more thrilling to engage with. My personal favorite highlights from Maria Vasilevskaya's Advent concert definitely have to be Dieu quel frisson from Gounod's Romeo et Juliette, in which she was able to let her voice out with great aplomb and great charisma, even to the point where I was convinced that she could convey Juliette's desperation at this very moment. Even her rendition of Piangerò la mia sorte was sung with sufficient charisma as well as nuance. And there was no doubt that I totally liked her rendition of the Snow Maiden's aria, but her best moment, let alone her best rendition of an opera aria, was without a doubt Musetta's waltz aria Quando men vo from Puccini's La Bohème. And I do argue that Maria Vasilevskaya's creamy tone and silvery edge, as well as great piercing high notes, make her an ideal Musetta. While I do love everything about Maria Vasilevskaya, I do feel like she does need to constantly build up her chest tones, let alone keep on developing her core, because that is where the true drama lies. A lot more chest voice coordination and being thoroughly committed to those chest tones. At least in Santa Claus is Coming to Town, she was able to use her chest tones very well for those low notes, and with her rendition of My Favorite Things from Sound of Music, she was able to sing very well with coordinated chest tones, which is also the same case with Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. Nevertheless, I beg of Maria Vasilevskaya to keep on developing her core, keep on strengthening her core, as well as keep on singing with coordinated chest tones and be thoroughly committed to singing those chest tones with fullness, richness, and more strength, because that is a voice that can keep on growing as a lyric soprano with great high notes that can even extend beyond the high C, as well as someone with great charisma. And I'm sure that if she continues to develop her chest tones, use more chest tones, and continue on developing her core, then I can definitely see her in roles such as Puccini's Manolesco, Nella from Janiscici, Musetta from La Bohème, Liu from Turandot, both Micaela and Mercedes from Carmen, Ines from L'Africaine, Alice from Robert le Diable, La Sacerdotessa or the High Priestess from Aida, Mrs. Alice Ford from Verdi's Falstaff, and as I stated before in my review of Verdi's Macbeth starring Andrei Danilov, I could definitely see her as Freya from Das Rheingold, and maybe even Eva Pogna from Die Meistersinger von Nürnberg. The possibilities for Maria Vasilevskaya are absolutely endless. And if we're talking operettas, I can see Maria Vasilevskaya deliver an exquisite Rosalinde from Johann Strauss's Die Fledermaus, Giuditta from Franz Leha's Giuditta, and even Hanna Glavari from Leha's Die lustige Witwe. I would have loved for her to sing the Vilja-Lied from Leha's Die lustige Witwe and Meine Lippen, sie küssen so heiß from Leha's Giuditta. That would have been absolutely amazing, and I'm sure that would have also demonstrated just how beautifully and just how creamily and shimmeringly Maria Vasilevskaya can master those operetta arias. But when all is said and done, I still believe that Maria Vasilevskaya was at an all-time high as an overall performer and as a technically proficient lyric soprano with great high notes and great charisma, so long as she continues developing her chest tones and keep on improving on her core in the best possible way. Jisoo Park continues to be a technically proficient pianist as well as an overall fine accompanist. She was in fabulous form, full of agility, and she was able to collaborate extremely well with Maria Vasilevskaya, not only in terms of her arias, but also in terms of her one Broadway musical number and her 2 Christmas carols. So overall, Maria Vasilevskaya's Advent concert was an absolutely wonderful delight. It was an exceedingly grand time to see Maria Vasilevskaya do her thing as an awesome soloist, and the future continues to look exceedingly bright for this awesome lyric soprano with the great top notes of a dramatic coloratura soprano and a whole lot of flair to boot. I also have to give major props to Jisoo Park for bolstering the overall experience. And therefore, Maria Vasilevskaya's Advent concert is a great hit, and I hope that she continues to strengthen her overall technique and keep on glowing, keep on growing, and keep on rising. And for those of you who caught Maria Vasilevskaya's Advent concert, what'd you think of it? Did you really love Maria Vasilevskaya's singing voice tonight? Was there a particularly favorite aria that you loved as well as enjoyed and you would have loved to hear over and over again, even as an encore number? Was there a moment that you found particularly critical and you also felt like there was something that wasn't totally right? Or did you feel like the overall concert was not really to your liking? Please let me know in the comments below. Well, that's it for my review of Maria Vasilevskaya's Advent concert at the Deutsche Oper Berlin's Tischlerei. Tune in much later for my review of Mozart's Die Zauberflöte at the Komische Oper Berlin, starring Heidi Elisabeth Meyer as Pamina. So until then, happy holidays, everybody!